Hey everyone, so I spent my second night last night in St. Augustine and explored a bit, but didn't really get any filming done. I was gonna go back today and get the rest done, but I decided I just wanted to get out of the city and spend some time in the wilderness. So I headed out here to Ocola National Forest, and I've been driving all day looking for a spot, and the sun was setting, so I got in kind of a rush. And I ended up finding this one. So I am definitely here for the night. As you can see, I'm a little stuck. Again, this is like the second time in a month I've gotten stuck. I'm like, see that wheel, it's got a little room, but I'm high centered and just stuck, dude. I'm digging into the sand. There's no getting out of here. I walked for like 2 minutes down this way. I found a bunch of bear tracks, big bear tracks. And when I came in up that way, and there was bear poop at the very beginning. And then I walked down this way, and probably about a quarter mile, there's a fence that I can drive through once I get unstuck. But before that, there's a giant bear poop. I mean, this thing's got to have the butthole, like a butthole the size of like a, God, I don't know, man, a small swimming pool or something, man. That was a big turd. Check this guy out. I think it's a scarab. All right, so I've done a whole bunch of digging. I pretty much digged out the first half of that tire, and then I wedged sticks under there before it sank in. When I dug to the midpoint, like just before that midpoint right there, so that it didn't sink down farther. Okay guys, so that didn't work at all. It turns out that half my axle and the rear end was high centered, as well as the spare tire, which is right under the body there. So what I did is I lifted up the back a little bit, and I'm just using a stick and digging out everything underneath, so that eventually nothing will be touching any part of the van except for the tires touching the ground. And then what I'm gonna do is I've got sticks down there, so they're just covered up with sand right now. But I'm going to line this whole thing with sticks and dig it out, so that's a nice, easy, like shallow climb. It's not a steep climb. Put it in first gear and let off the brake and see if the tires catch at all. If they catch and I have traction, then I'm gonna try to drive out really slowly and easily so I don't dig myself another hole like this. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna get paracord and I'm gonna tie sticks to the tires like this so that they act as sand paddles. And it's gonna be a really rough, bumpy ride, but they should be able to catch it. I think the paracord's strong enough. Okay, so I'm completely not high-centered anymore, and I laid down those sticks, so I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna put it in first gear. I pulled everything heavy out, so it's much lighter now. Yeah, so I'm just gonna put it in first gear and just let off the brake and see if I have traction. As you can see, the tires just spun, so what I've done is I've put everything back inside the van and put everything as close to up over that tire as possible. And I checked to make sure that it's not, that didn't make it bottomed out again, and it didn't, so I'm still free everywhere. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig out that hole more right in front of the tire and make it less steep so that the van has an easier time driving out. And then once I get up a little ways, I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna chalk the back wheel so that it doesn't slide back, and add more sticks to hopefully get out of here tonight. All right guys, so that didn't work. I launched forward about 4 inches. All of a sudden it just grabbed and shot me forward and then dug back down. So I'm kind of in the same situation I was a few minutes ago. I'm going to try tying the sticks to the tires and create sand paddles out of all-terrain radials. It should be pretty cool. This might actually be really fun once I get this thing going. It might be like, wah, wah, wah. And I've got sand paddles. Well, turns out sand paddles means I'm digging a deeper hole. So I guess I'm sleeping here tonight. Well, my wish was to get away from the city, and I found it. So I will see you guys tomorrow, probably when I find someone to pull me out of here, because I don't think I'm getting out tonight no matter what I do. I'm just digging the hole deeper. See you guys. So it's now day 2, and as you can see, the paddle did not work. It just dug me way deeper. It actually dug me below the tire, so I'm totally high centered now. Now, a few minutes ago, I walked down the road and found one of the guys that works here, and he gave me a shovel and some gloves. And while I was digging, it hit me that I have roadside assistance. So I just called him, and I guess they're sending a tow truck. I wish I would have thought of this last night before I dug with my hands for 5 hours and cut up my hands. But yeah, it is what it is, man. So I guess there's a tow truck out of the way. Hopefully he's able to get me out. Now the deal is, all this sand right here is super, super soft. But as soon as you get right about here, it gets hard packed. So if I can get the van back in this area, like that's soft, 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 and then all of a sudden hard, then I could just drive right on out of here myself, I think. Come on, Mr. Tow Truck Man, I've gotta get out of this hole. Come on, Mr. Tow Truck Man, I wanna get out and go. Come on, Mr. Tow Truck Man. Okay guys, so I made it out. Wow, that was an adventure. 24 hours later, actually 25. So yeah, so I made it out. The tow truck guy got me out actually pretty fast. I was really surprised. He had a big badass truck that got me out. And he told me about a paid campsite up here that has showers and fire rings. And it's like $8 a night, but you know what? Whatever. I'm usually not willing to pay for a campsite or a parking spot for the night, but they have showers and hot showers, and I'm just covered in sweat and nastiness, and I'm not ready to leave the forest yet, and I really don't want to look around for a parking spot while the sun's setting, which it's doing right now. So, woo!